All right, Arizona State, Utah, as we stay in the Big 12. We've got Utah 5.5 point home favorites. The total here, 48.5 across the board. Oh, I want to say before we continue on this game, Razor Sharp picks. Check him out. Shout out to him. He's in our chat. Good
Yes.
to see you, my friend. Good luck to you as well. Doing a great. I heard he's crushing the playoffs in baseball. I caught one of his tweets on the other day, and he's just crushing the MLB right now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
MLB's been good
So,
for me too. Great weekend. All
yep,
right.
great stuff. So
MLB
shout out to
playoffs.
Razor.
Yeah.
Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well with you and yours. This is a great matchup. Obviously, these are two of the better teams in the Big 12, no question. You look at Arizona State, and this is not a completely not everything is right with Arizona State. They lost to Mississippi State. They barely beat Baylor, and they needed things to go their way. I thought TCU was going to beat them, and TCU kind of coughed that one up and choked, in the fourth quarter against Arizona State a couple weeks ago. When Arizona State, now credit to Arizona State, they got a good quarterback, great coach, obviously, and Kenny Dillingham, and very mentally tough and resilient to come back in both of those games. And don't forget the Mississippi State loss; they were down big in that game and came back to tie it. And then all of a sudden, and then it was the late touchdown that put them over the top. So there's a great amount of resilience that we're seeing right now from Arizona State. But now they're going on the road. They're facing, a Utah team that to me is better than Mississippi State, better than Baylor, the two teams that Arizona State's played on the road so far. And you got both teams off a bye, great coaches, Dillingham and Whittingham. You got Ham versus Ham. It's the battle of the Hams. Yeah, Dillingham and Whittingham here in this matchup. I think Utah's the side. I ain't betting against Utah off a bye at home. I know they had the one terrible game against Texas Tech, but we're starting to see Texas Tech's beating the hell out of everybody since they beat Utah. Look what they did, obviously, to Houston last week. They beat the hell out of Houston in that game. So that's not so much Utah being not as good as we thought that lost to Texas Tech. I think that's more just how good Texas Tech has been. I think we're going to see a good game out of Devin Dampier and the offense. I think they bounced back from the rough game they had at home against Texas Tech, their last home game. Let's not forget that Arizona State's defense has given up points so far this year on the road to this point in the season, and especially the secondary. If you look at it here with Utah on offense, the secondary for Arizona State's been hit or miss so far this year overall, and also too when you look at the run game, for Utah. Utah on the offensive side of the football, Devin Dampier's got that ability, certainly. We know they're good in the trenches. Utah this year, very strong run in the football. Arizona State stopped the run, but have they faced someone of this caliber on the road being able to run the football? That's going to be the question. Remember, Mississippi State with Jeff Lebby, they throw the ball a lot more than they run it. Air raid. Baylor, they haven't been able to run the football consistently all year. They throw it a lot more with Sawyer Robertson. So, yeah, the run defensive numbers look better for Arizona State, but I don't know if they've seen the rushing attack that Utah's going to throw at them here. So, I love these two teams and these two coaches. It's hard to bet against either one. I just think it's a Utah spot. They don't want to lose two home games in the conference in a row.
Yeah.
After losing to Texas Tech already. You want to be 0-2 in conference at home. I don't think they want that. Arizona State has shown enough vulnerability in their play, especially on the road, that I think Utah can win this game and maybe win by a touchdown. So Utah for me, if I were to get involved. Lean over as well. The total's a little light now. Utah's playing faster. I know it stayed under against Texas Tech, but I think the offense is going to work better. And I think Arizona State can put up points. I'm with Robert in our chat. I think over at 48.5. Total's low enough. I think it can go over that number. What do you think here, C-Mac? This is a good one. Arizona State, Utah.
Yeah, the total is pretty low here. Arizona State, tough. They have the loss versus Mississippi State. But these last two wins I thought were, pretty good against Baylor and TCU. At Baylor, they get the win there. And they've been good on the road, but last year, that's why they were so good. Arizona State, road warriors. So I worry about that because, I think Utah kind of sets up for the spot. It's shown here with the line, I think, this high, definitely way over a field goal. One thing I don't, unless they're going to be able to run the ball at will here, Utah. I don't trust Dampier. He's so I just don't trust him throwing it. Can he? I mean, maybe he can have some success. We saw it in the Texas Tech game. You know, Arizona
Still
State,
need
I
to
don't
see
think
more
has.
from him against the better opponents, the better teams
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
past. I agree with that because that Texas Tech game was rough for him throwing.
Yeah, I just need to see a little more before I, play some. So for me, as of now, I'm off because everything sets up for Utah, but I got to start seeing them back now after the rough year, winning games at home and covering. You know what I mean? To back them.